cinematography, and of course, the editing, the colors of your trailer, Direk. Pero the question is, ano po ba yung ginamit nating camera dito? Nag-invest pa tayo or
Oh no,
nag-try
we,
pa tayo ng
we use an Arri Alexa Mini. So we use master prime lenses, and of course, you have the Shane Sard there, behind the camera. You mentioned editing kanina. Actually, my partner in 1017p, who's probably upstairs there, but he usually likes to stay behind the camera, really, really behind the camera. See Mark Victor, who's my longtime collaborator, not just one of my best friends, but he's also my longtime collaborator. He's also a producer. So he does and just pretty much edited all my movies. So we have this kind of unspoken rapport already. I always say if Spielberg has Khan, then he's my we have that kind of connection, that rapport. To the point now, honestly, I don't even think he reads the script now. If you do get a chance to talk to him, he has a very interesting editing process where he just gets my visuals and he also puts his own story together. Sometimes I'm shooting it this way, but he shows it to me in another way, and wow, I never saw that. So we had that we have that kind of rapport, which works, which makes honestly my job so much easier. When you get to work with great talents, such as Mark, and of course Shane Sard, you have Benjamin Padero and Carlo, the power team. And of course, I also have my staff here since we're on that topic. I had RC, who was one of my supervising producers, who weathered the storm. Shooting in Vancouver was also his first time. I think it was his first time out of the country. So he took on the challenge and he embraced it. Of course, I have Mela here and Bianca, who are fresh grads. Imagine this, I keep telling them, and they just graduated, I think, a year ago. And then yung unang project nila, Agapea, Vancouver. I go, where do you get that? Diba? So, very thankful to them. Of course, Randy here, who's been a big part of our team and making sure that everything is in control. And I also have to commend. They may be watching us now on this, but there's a group called Amer Films, headed by Kent and Max. Kent is a Filipino, and Max is from Canada. So he was also my first AD. If you see RC later, ask for the photo of Max. So medyo Bradley Cooper ang dating niya. So, ayun, crush ni RC yan. Sorry, RC. And then, si Kent naman, Filipino. So he knew Agapea. So parang he knew the bigness of the project. No? And so I'm very thankful to Amer Films because they're a startup company, very new sila sa Vancouver, but they were able to take on this big project. And they were able to help us execute it, meaning they got us our permits, all our logistics, our hotels, transportation, Kent, Max. I think Vera was also very helpful, and we couldn't have done the film without them. So thankful to Amer Films, so to everybody, of course, who I might as well have to thank everybody now. We're very little at that point. Of course, my sound team, si Mark Locsin, that this is also scored by Francis Concho, so it's something to look forward to. We had, of course, Nico Kison and Jason of Wapak, who did the sound design. And of course, Ange Besumal, who wrote the script and the screenplay. And of course, the Star Cinema for Believing. I mean, it came at a point also where there was a transition. No? So, but I remember pitching to Tita Malu, and then of course, Inang taking over. But they never gave up on the project. For me personally, I really want to thank Tita Malu because she really made this happen. I really believe she believed in the project, so that even if there were times now I was like, is this gonna push through? Tita Malu assured me that it's gonna push through. And if there's one thing about Tita Malu is that when she says something and she means it, it's gonna happen. Now, is it tomorrow? Is it next month? But it's gonna happen. So it took a year, it took a little long, but hey, it happened. No, she made it happen. So thank you so much. Tita Malu, and of course the Star Cinema Inang for being so supportive. And of course Viva Films, si Boss Vic and Vincent, who were also very silent but very collaborative and very supportive from day one. So, like I said, I'm just the director of the film, but for this to happen, I needed all these people to help me. It was a great collaboration. Tita Sandy Andalong, and of course Edward Barber, and of course Albie Senior, who flew to Vancouver to do this project. And of course, when you fly to Vancouver, Albie, Edward, Tita Sandy had to also let go of some projects here because they were there for about 2 weeks. So for them to do that, Star Magic was also very helpful. So yeah, it was just I know I'm probably gonna be missing out on who to thank, but we were a tight knit group. We weren't that much, especially that went to Vancouver. So yeah, it was a great team effort, and I'm just happy to be a part of that team and happy to show this story to you next month.
Thank you. And of course, the last set of question ay magagaling kay Florencio Husay. Abot na po ng mahay.
Hi, Direk. Congratulations sa the film. Question ko lang first is, yung nagkaroon ng behind the scenes about First Love, nakita nila na iba yung mukha ni Baby because she had short hair and Aga has, hindi nga medyo scruffy yung mukha niya. So was that really intentional for the film? Or was it dahil na, yun na yung ano nila?
I know for Aga talaga, I was very specific with this look. I wanted a little bit scruffy. I wanted a little bit parang, he wasn't so kept, no? So he was able to achieve that. With Bea naman, I think it was her suggestion, and I was very, very surprised, actually, and extremely happy that she was able to cut her hair that short. I think that was a first for her. I'm sure when you get to interview her, she'll have a whole story about cutting her hair short, because I guess for a woman, that's not, just do that. I think it was one of her, it was her process to get into the character of Ali. She wanted to feel Ali, so cutting her hair short instead of wearing a wig. She says, Direk, I'll cut it anyway. I'll be with you for 1 month, diba? I'm not going to be doing anything else. So true enough, she cut her hair, I think a couple of days before she went to Vancouver. And I think, and for me personally, when she cut her hair, she became Ali na. She was naturally Ali. And she did a fantastic job. It's really, really, I can't stress it enough that this is really a first time for an Aga to play this kind of character. It's really a first time for Bea to play this kind of character. I know it sounds cliche now, yes, everything is different, but this is really, really different. I think your expectation of an Aga Bea will be really, it'll be different, meaning because it's gonna come at you from behind. It's gonna come at you like a whisper. It's gonna come at you very quietly. And you're gonna leave the theater and you don't even know that you've actually been crying for the last 10 minutes. It's like that. So that's First Love.
Question ko lang regarding about the scoring and the music. Ano yung mga sounds na incorporated for this one? And do you have also an official soundtrack na?
Well, to be honest with you, that's one of the great things with collaborating with Mark Victor, my editor. He's got an ear for sound, and we usually edit to we find peg scores, some sound that we like, and we kind of find our rhythm with that. It's scored by Francis Concho, who I actually had a wonderful time collaborating with. It's my first time to collaborate with him. Of course, Miko and Jason of Wapak, I've worked with them many times, and they continue to just do great work. In terms of the soundtrack, well, the film takes place in Vancouver, right? So we have to find a sound that's a little bit kind of contemporary that can complement Vancouver. So we do have some foreign tracks. We do have original soundtracks written by Francis Concho and his team that you heard in the trailer. Those are actually original compositions. So it's going to be also the first time for you guys to hear these original music. So a lot of firsts in this film. And the scores were just right. Sakto lang yung scores. Again, it's one of those things where you don't even know it's being scored, but it's there. And I think Francis just kind of nailed it. Of course, we collaborated, and then I think it's something also to watch out for. It's the original score for this film.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Ayan, there you have it, mga pamilya. Maraming salamat. First Love ngayong October 17. I'd like invite everyone